Hey there guys, what's going on? It's Rune here, and welcome to episode 1 of Loop Hero. This game's been on my radar for a couple of weeks, and I did play through the demo recently, which I recorded. So that's under episode 0.1. This will be episode 1. Before we get started, I just want to show you I've found this setting in the options menu, automatically pause at the end of a loop. So once we get back to our campsite after we've looped around, that's when we'll probably want to retreat sometimes, and so I think pausing automatically when we get there seems like a good option. If I change my mind later, I'll let you know, but for now, we're going to start a brand new save slot. In fact, we'll delete this one. However, we will skip the tutorial because I played through that before. If you really want to see it, go and have a look at that other episode that I released earlier, but it's very short and it doesn't really add much to the fun. I'd rather just get straight into it, so we'll start here. Now, I do plan on playing this game all the way through, so hopefully release a few episodes a week and play it through until we complete it. That's my goal anyway. Okay, so the stars in the sky are going out one by one, but no one notices it, no one can stop it. I'm racing to the last place where there's still hope. I need to make it before it's too late. Sounds of agony will quickly fade. The world will be destroyed. Even the memory of it will be gone. And even if there's absolutely no chance of bringing it all back, there'll always be someone who's willing to do the impossible. In a place without space, without time, without memories. Okay, so we're going to need to build ourselves a campfire first things first. So it's a common campfire, warm and cozy. Monsters keep away from it, so it's a nice spot to have some rest between your travels. It's also the center of your camp and the starting point of your adventure. And when you rest there, you restore a fifth of your max HP when you enter the tile. So let's put one of these down, the start of our little camp, and then we're going to go on an expedition. Okay, so wow, look at this. What's all of this? This is much more exciting than the demo, for sure. Chapter 1, enemies have 0 to 1 abilities, -5 strength. Strength grows by 2% per loop. Okay, this is interesting to know. Max amount of a resource is 10. Okay, so we can play as a warrior. Are there any other classes we can choose from? Not yet. I guess we'll unlock those later. Don't have any particular benefits or disadvantages, have the highest durability compared to the other classes, and 2% damage for each second of the fight. Okay, that's interesting. So the longer we stay alive, the more damage we do. I did not realize that. Damage for wall generation, vampirism, attack speed, counter attack, evade, and defense. Okay, cool. All sounds good. I didn't have access to that, I don't think, when we played through the demos. At least I didn't see it. So, okay, but at the moment we're on double speed. I think we'll stay there for a little while. This path, everything's wrong, but I remember. It looks like a completely different place, and it's empty again. Do my actions have any meaning? Like I have a choice. If I need to give up and cry to save the world, I'm the worst savior of all. Let's do it. That's the spirit, buddy. Okay, so we need to kill a couple of slimes. Hopefully get some gear going. And look at that. Straight off the bat, we've got some armor. This one's better than that one, so we'll pop that on and we'll just leave that one there to disappear into the void. So as these items fill up and start to run off of the screen, we will get some resources for them. So got another piece of armor there. It's not as good as what we just got, so keep that. And we got an oblivion. So this is a bit of the leech's magic. It causes anything to be totally forgotten. So we'll erase any tiles on the map or erase monsters from the road. So we'll save that for later. End of our first day. So this is the day timer up the top here. It shows us how far through the day we are. Okay, we found a few cards, so we'll place down our first rock. I think we'll go in this corner, and we've got a road lantern and a spider cocoon. So yeah, we would like to fight some spiders. We'll pop one of these down. Where are we gonna go? Yeah, let's have some spiders along here. And we won't probably have to fight any on this loop, but next loop around, we're going to have to fight lots of spiders. We should have put it down later in the loop, so that we could have had a fight with a spider on this trip around the loop, but for now, it's okay. Okay, we've got a mountain. We can put that with our rock down here. We found a meadow. You do get, so if you place a meadow next to something other than a meadow, it will turn into a blooming meadow and give you extra heals. So this meadow, as it is, would heal 2 HP at the start of each day when we place it down. What I think we'll do is we'll save that for when we have a treasury, or we could just place one down. I mean, yeah, some HP heals would be nice. For now, let's just put it down up here. Okay, and we have a battlefield. Spawns a chest at the start of each loop, and enemies at the beginning can become ghosts. So I'm going to plot this down towards the start of the loop so that we get some items on our next loop around. So the items that this chest will drop will become stronger each loop. So having it at the beginning of the loop would be more useful because they'll be stronger and they'll help us through that loop. And they won't be outclassed by other items that we find later on in that loop. So we'll put one down here. And we won't place any monsters around our battlefields. Because we don't want them to turn into ghosts. Okay, and here's the treasury that I was hoping for earlier, but that's okay. We'll pop one down up here. So we're going to put our meadows around this treasury. That'll give us some random resources when we place things next to them. And then once we completely fill it with buildings or objects around it, it will pay us out a bunch of resources. So that's really cool. So here's a meadow. We'll put that down next to the treasury. It should become a blooming meadow straight away. And we get some resources for doing that, which is nice. Oh, and we found some weapons and such that we haven't equipped. So this shield will give us vampirism. I like that. Okay, and we got another meadow. So we'll pop that down. And we got a vampire mansion. So where would we like to fight some vampires? Do we want vampires with our spiders? Maybe not. We can pop it down here and we'll decide what we're going to put next to it later. Back off, human. A vampire, where are your lands? If your farmers need help, I'd be glad to offer it. No more lands, no more flock, only hundreds of years of emptiness. And hundreds of years of hunger. Save yourself while you still can. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep my head straight. What hundreds of years are you talking about? Your mind is easy to trick, but you can't trick my hunger. It demands its share. Every sip, every drop of blood will go to satiate it. I'm too weak, but you can help me and I'll set this crumbled world right. Right. I'm doing this not for just myself, but for everyone, in the name of good. So be grateful for my hard work and just let me bleed you dry. I don't think so, buddy. Okay, we killed our first vampire. That's very exciting. We could take this magic damage instead of vampirism, but I like the idea of having a little bit of vampirism just to heal ourselves up. Vampires often owned our lands. They kept the peace and helped our settlements to prosper. But this won't do it all. Now they're just pale shadows of their former selves, both physically and mentally. Apparently, the blood of the other creatures can't sustain them. He wasn't joking about the hunger. Even the creatures that stand near him are imbued with the power to devour someone else's life. Okay, we got some more rocks and mountains. Place these down, hoping to build a little mountain peak over here once we have 9 of them. And we'll keep moving. Oh, we got a ring. Some extra magic damage. Let's put that on. Shield's no better than what we have already. 1 hit kill, very nice. Okay, and another mountain. We'll heal up at the campsite, and the game pauses automatically. I like that setting. That's very cool. But I'm good to keep going. Not much to be done there. So if you missed the tutorial that I played through earlier, if you missed the earlier episode, you may not know that the whole goal of this is that we want to accumulate as many resources as we can before we get back to our campsite that we came from earlier. And so we're going to try and gain as many as we can and then survive and retreat. And it's best that we do that from this cozy camp because we won't lose any of our resources. If we were to try and retreat now, we would lose 40% of our resources. So we don't want to do that. And then if we die, we would lose like 60 or 70% of our resources. So we don't want to die. So ideally, we get around a few loops, we get back to the campsite, we run away. That's the goal. That's the plan, at least. Okay, we found ourselves a really cool weapon here. this dagger. It does a lot more damage and it's going to increase our evasion, so I think that's a no-brainer to put that on. And we found some nice armor as well. It's orange rarity. It's got 3 extra attributes, way more HP, some defense, attack speed, and regen. So, very nice. Throw that on. That was from that chest that we found there. So, that battlefield's been a great help already. I'm going to have a pretty big fight with these spiders up ahead, but they shouldn't be too strong for us. Okay, a cemetery. Spawns a skeleton every 3 days. Where would we like to put it? Will we fight some skeletons with some vampires, or should we have them on their own? You know, I kind of like the idea of keeping them separate from the vampires for now, although we could just have one. Perhaps we'll just try one. We'll see how it goes, because the skeletons spawn very slowly, so we may only have to fight one at a time with the vampire. Or we'll just keep them separate. I think we'll fight them with the vampires. Let's give it a go. So we're not going to have to fight any on this loop, but on the next go around, we'll definitely have to fight some skeletons. Okay, and we're one-hit KOing these spiders, which is really great. Another vampire mansion. I don't think I want double vampires. We also have a grove. Well, you know what? Let's do this. We'll get a grove going and some vampires with that as well. It's going to make for some interesting fights. Okay, another battlefield. Now we don't want these to be crossing paths because they'll create some blood clots that we'll have to fight. So if we keep these separated from each other, then with no overlapping spots, then we won't have to fight those blood clots. Okay, another mountain. Get some more resources up there. And we could place this road lantern down, which would just decrease the maximum number of monsters that can stand on a tile. But I don't think we need to do that just yet. Okay, a couple extra chests coming up. We haven't got anything to put on. Damage to all 2 or magic damage 2. Well, magic damage is great. I think we'll just keep the magic damage. Because again, these will get turned into resources as we get more items, so it's best not to put them on if we don't need to. Another Oblivion, we'll save that for later when we need it. And, ooh, look at that. What have we got here? A rapier. Okay, so slightly less damage than the dirk, but it also adds magic damage, evasion, and vampirism. A little bit less evasion, but I like the look of it, so we'll take that. Okay, and a couple of pieces of armor. I don't think these will be as good as what we've got on at the moment. So yeah, slightly more HP, counter, and evasion. Counter's really nice, but 8% attack speed, quite nice as well. And the regen's quite nice. I don't think we'll bother putting those on. Wow, that's a lot of items. Okay, we found a couple of rings, some regen or some defense. Okay, I'll keep the magic damage on for now, actually. A shield. It's more defense, but no vampirism. I think we'll keep the vampirism. Okay, and we've got another grove and another rock. That'll complete our mountain peak. So this is going to add 120 HP, additional HP for every adjacent mountain or rock tile. And it's going to start spawning harpies that we're going to have to fight. I think we'll put down another grove, but this one we won't have it with the vampires. I think it's a bit less dangerous if it's not got vampires with it, so we'll put one down there. The vampires won't reach it. I suppose the vampires will reach it if they come off up to the side, but we should be okay. Another meadow. Bit more healing at the start of each day. We've got a beacon. This just speeds you up. So we'll pop this down. Where does it touch the most tiles? 1, 2, 5, 7. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots. So we'll go here first. Just speeds up the game. So it speeds up the attack speed and movement speed of everyone in there. Monsters and ourselves. It'll get us around the loop faster. Okay, we've got a couple of weapon drops there. Pop down a rock. This is going to synergize with this because they're adjacent. Throw down another meadow. And have a look at these weapons. So 12 to 18 damage, magic damage, and regen. It's quite nice. It's more damage. I want to keep this rapier on for now. Okay. Extra meadow. Pop down another spider cocoon. Why not? And here's our first skeleton fight. With a vampire as well. Okay, no worries there. Another meadow. And we've got a new piece of armor. It's got 19% counter and more max HP. I think we'll take that. Upgraded shield, more defense, and increased attack speed. So we're losing our vampirism, but that's okay. We're going to be more powerful in exchange. Okay, we've got another treasury. I would like to surround it, so we'll pop it down here where we can place things all around. And in fact, we could have just put it anywhere along here, would have been fine, but that's okay. And we'll place another meadow down and we'll put it with this treasury this time. Now, one interesting thing is that when you do place down this 9th tile with your treasury, or 8th tile surrounding your treasury, and you empty the treasury, and it gives you a whole lot of resources. It will give you more resources if you're at a higher loop level. So I'm going to hold off a little while before I put my final meadow down here. And in fact, I might save one to do that with. And then we'll place that down when we're about ready to leave this loop, or leave this expedition. We've got another beacon. Pop that down here. We might like to think about a road lantern at some point. If any of our fights get a little bit too intense, there's too many monsters to fight, then we'll pop down this road lantern. Okay, made it to the end of another loop. So it is looking like it's going to get a little bit crazy over here with the spiders, but we'll see. Well, maybe even up here in the groves might not be very nice. It's a mimic. So this is the first time I've seen a mimic. So our chest has come to life. Hopefully it'll still give us some nice items. Okay, it's given us 3 of these. We've got a meadow. I won't save it just yet because I'm not too worried about dying at this stage. We'll put down another grove. And we've got goblin camps to worry about now as well, which is a little bit scary. We could oblivion it, I suppose. We'll go through this goblin fight, and then we may oblivion this camp later if we don't want to deal with it. Okay, a new ring. 7% counter, some regen and evasion. I think it's quite a bit better than what we've got on at the moment, so we'll wear that. We are going to have to fight 3 goblins, which is a little troublesome. Let's just go all out. Let's take a few more spiders and some rocks. Stop! Where'd these goblins come from? I don't remember. Remembering you? We remembered ourselves. Now give us all you've got. You have no idea what's going on, right? Why don't you help me restore order in this world first, and then you can do anything you want. Goblin must rob. No other order in the world. Fair enough. I guess I don't have any valid objection here. Oh wait, I do have one. How about... Oh, that counter is awesome. Okay, this is quite a tough fight. They've done quite a lot of damage to me already there. Okay, this is a massive upgrade of a weapon, so we're going to throw that on. That'll help with the rest of the fight. Not really terribly awesome upgrade of a shield. Strange how these creatures appeared here on their own. Maybe it means everything's actually not so bad and that the world is trying to restore itself. Although even the apocalypse isn't enough to get rid of some pests. Okay. I am thinking about oblivioning this because that cost us quite a lot of health. In fact, we're just going to do it. We'll get rid of it. We won't fight goblins on the next loop around. Okay, I don't mind this skeleton vampire fight, but I might put the next one just a little further away from the vampires to make it a little less intense. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to unpause it there. Okay, we've got a rock and a mountain. Again, just placing these around our mountain peaks so that they'll synergize. And I actually think this could be a spot for a road lantern, because we've got a lot of spiders in this area. So we'll do that. That'll just make this fight a little bit less intense. There's another road lantern for us. That's very nice if we need it. We'll pump that down. A bit more regen. Okay. And it might be time to start thinking about doing this treasury soon. I think we'll survive another loop though, so we'll hold off just for now and hope for another meadow, or we could just place something else down here as well, I suppose. Could take another vampire mansion. I'll hold off for now, just see how we go through this fight, because I don't want to make it too tough. I think that's a mistake I made when I was playing the demo, was that I made our loop too difficult, and we only made it round 3 or 4 loops. We've got another beacon. I mean, yeah, let's put it there. Speed up these fights a little bit. No! What do you mean no? You want to save the world? You want to ask for help? Answer's no. How did you... But why no? We see far away. We see deep inside. For a long time there's been just emptiness instead of the sky, but it doesn't stop us from seeing. Your saving of the world is one-sided and naive. Each person sees their own way of saving the world. That's why no one will ever join you. Fine, I don't fully understand it, but tell me your version. What does to save the world mean to you? My progeny and my kin, for them to be strong and to live. It's a part of the cycle of life and death. It is life itself. It is the world. I will kill you and feed your remains to my starving younglings, and life will go on. And how many lives does your blade give birth to by killing again and again? Only one. I don't want you or your children to die from starvation. Wait, please try and see reason. If my mission succeeds, Harpies can have all the sky and all the hunting grounds they need. I can't feed my children with your beautiful words. It's time to say goodbye. Okay, so we've got scary Harpies now that we need to fight because of the mountain peak. That wasn't too bad so far. They've got a better shield from it. We'll take that. And another vampire mansion. I feel awful. By fixing one evil, I'm becoming a source of another. There's no home for Harpies except the highest mountains, but there's no food there. I can't imagine how they managed to survive if their mountains were cut from reality. Okay, so we have got another vampire mansion. I don't know if it's going to be a good idea to put one down. We're starting to get a bit low on health, honestly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to claim this treasury. I'm going to take all the resources for that. And, ooh, we got a couple of items as well. Got a rapier, vampirism and defense, counter and evasion. I think we'll keep on our current weapon. We got a ring, defense, counter, regen, vampirism. Counter, regen, evasion. Yeah, we'll take this upgraded ring. Maybe we could put down another grove, but I just don't know that we'll survive much longer if we keep putting things down. Even this is going to be a bit of a tricky fight. Health is getting low. There's a better shield. Yeah, better in every way. Straight upgrade on our other one. Okay, so we've got some road lanterns. So, in fact, let's get to work with those. We'll put down a road lantern here and here. Just make these fights a little less intense. Yeah. And for the grove, I think we'll just hold off on that for now. We may make it round another loop. I am going to try and make it round one more loop because it'll be fun. However, I don't think I'm going to add anything to the loop right now. And we could Oblivion something later if we need to. So we're at half health. A bit scary. But let's see if we can make it round one more time. Could be a fatal mistake. Okay. Magic damage, defense. I mean, it's a straight upgrade. We'll take that. This was magic damage and counter. Okay, what have you got for us? More armor, more max HP, and attack speed instead of counter. I like the 20% counter. I think that's really good. And that ring is not really going to help us. I think our current one's better. Yeah, so looking ahead, there's a couple of scary looking fights we're going to have to do. Okay, another meadow. That's great. We're one meadow away from opening up this treasury as well. I would like to open this treasury before we escape, ideally. We have got a few nice resources to take with us. Another cemetery. Again, I don't know that we need more monsters on our loot. Found an axe. It does more damage, but doesn't have any counter or evasion on it. Okay, we found a couple of mountains. That'll increase our HP some more. Our max HP. But it's added another goblin camp. We might want to get rid of that. In fact, we will. We'll just get rid of that straight away. We're not really saving the Oblivion for anything else because I don't think we're going to make it round too many more loops. Okay, more spiders and another road lantern. Road lantern's not a terrible idea, but it's not really going to help us anywhere in the rest of our loop. I suppose we just hold off. Damage to all, attack speed. Attack speed. Vampirism. I think we'll keep our vampirism for now. Okay, we've got some more rocks. See, I'm not sure if this is considered adjacent. So this would be 2 HP if it's not adjacent, and more if it is. Okay, that gave us 12, so it still counts as adjacent, I'm assuming. Oh dear. Okay, this is looking bad. We somehow survived. Okay, we haven't got very much health left. We'll take that. Okay. Pop these down. Put a road lantern there. Fight one less spider. I just don't know if we're going to get through the rest of these fights. Oh, we have an Oblivion. We have one more Oblivion. Okay. So I'm just thinking, what's going to be the most difficult fight? We've got a Harpy here. Skeleton, skeleton. Gargoyle? Is that a gargoyle? Yes, it must have come from our first empty treasury. Okay, we'll see. We may have to just run away earlier than that anyway. Get a blooming meadow by putting that next to our battlefield. And a mountain. Okay, defense, magic damage, counter, and regen. I think that's going to help us. More max HP and damage to all. I love the counter that we have, though. 20% counter is a lot. Okay, 150 HP. Oh, I don't think we can make it through this loop. I think we're going to have to run away and just take our 60% of our resources, potentially. This could be the end of us. Yeah. Oh, 59. Oh, jeez. Okay. We're not surviving this next battle. There's no way. We've only got 60 HP. So I'm afraid it's time to retreat. We only get to keep 60% of our resources, but it's better than dying and losing more than that. So we're going to retreat. I can't believe it. Hey, everybody, the boys managed to return. Survivors, does this mean I'm not alone anymore? Where did you come from? Is there still a place without darkness? We don't know where we came from. Oh, we can't remember. These people that you see are only a small part of what's left of the group, I think. You're not sure? We're not sure. We reached that conclusion because of the abandoned luggage and leftover daily rations. With each day, new signs of presence of people that, as far as everyone here knows, may never have even been with us. It's like we forgot them. You forgot? Exactly. It's like people disappear every day and we instantly forget they even existed. Almost as if we forgot the place we came from, and our families, and maybe even ourselves. My name is Yota. That's the part I still remember. Nobody else's memory's in much better shape. That's why I remember so little about myself. Everything's forgotten. But wait, you said that I'd managed to return. That means you remember I was here. Yes, that's why it's so important to us. We saw you leave, but you were gone before we could approach you. Listen, we can't wander around in this emptiness anymore. There's a campfire and a few sleeping bags here. A real luxury in these dark times. What do you say? Oh, of course. I'd be very grateful if we could team up. I want to restore everything. I've begun to remember the world as it was before. But there's no point to it without other people. It's too lonely without them. Remembering the world? I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm too exhausted. But we'd be glad if you could help us. And we'd be glad to help you. Just don't ask us to go with you. I don't know how you managed to return, but for us, leaving the group's too dangerous. I'll ask no such thing of you. For now, I just want to have a place to return to. A place where I can hear other people's voices. Okay, so we got friends. We weren't joking about helping you. Here are the few things that survive the cataclysm and don't vanish away. Can't be forgotten. Take them. You might need them. And she's given us some food and rocks and wood. Very nice of her. And now we got friends. Survivors' tents. A camp filled with exhausted people and their limited belongings. Can't be destroyed, but its inhabitants will gladly move to better housing if you build it. Okay, foreshadowing. We're going to build them some nice houses. Very cool. Well, let's have a look at what we can build. So we've got the field kitchen here. That would... Whoops. Back. Okay, we have the field kitchen. A very important place for any camp. If your nose isn't lying, there's good food here. So plus 10% to the campfire's healing power and unlocks the blood grove. We could unlock potions with the herbalist's hut. Potions would heal 4% of your max HP and you can take 3 with you and they're refilled at the camp. So every time you go to the camp, you can refill 2 potions. Oh, okay. So that's like 8% for each loop. And that's 10% for each loop. So I think the field kitchen's a better choice than the herbalist hut. Also, we can't afford the herbalist hut anyway. Or we can make a smithy. Let's you start an expedition with basic warrior's gear. Unlocks the ability to craft tools for the camp if the supply depot is built. Okay, and the supply depot is somewhere further up here. What's the refuge? Okay, we can't see what it is until we unlock it. We are going to unlock the sales of field kitchen. And we'll pop it down here. Very cool. Do you know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. What, you were waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Look, I have a cauldron, a hearth, a couple of knives, a bucket of potatoes, 3 onions, and some ham. Nothing special. Everything's very simple. Give me a few minutes and everyone in this camp will be running to my table, following the tasty smell of a good stew. What a nice guy. So he's going to cook us up our feeds in the field kitchen. So now that we've got the field kitchen, that means that the campfire will restore 30% of our max HP instead of 20, which is very nice. Every time we get round a loop, we'll heal up a little bit more. Okay, what is this? Available supply slots for tools. 1. Don't really know what that means. Available supply slots for tools, max equipped items. Okay, I don't know what the tools are. Upgrade the building. Dismantle the building. Oh. Upgrade. 8% to the campfire's healing power. We need quite a lot of stuff to upgrade the campfire, so we won't be able to do that just yet. And there's not much else we can do here. There's the refuge, so unlocks a new class. Unlocks the rogue. That's exciting. Okay, cool. How really cool. And the gymnasium is unlocked now as well, if we can afford to build one. Unlocks the ability to gain special traits after killing monsters in expeditions. Unlocks the village card. Special traits after killing monsters in expeditions. That sounds really cool. I'm looking forward to trying that out. Alright, very cool. So I think we'll end this episode here, and then I will get straight into the next one, and we can go out for our second loop, and hopefully we'll make it a little bit further around in the next one. But for now, thanks very much for watching, and see you again soon.